But Rafter has surrounded himself with very good people, two brothers on the far end of that box, and Roach and Newcomb, his mentors. He surrounded himself with a good group of people. He's been very relaxed this American hardcourt season, and he's confident. And he said in the preview to this match that when he's confident, he feels he can compete with the best in the world, and that would bear out that fact. He's been so successful against the top 10 players. I think he relishes the big matches, and why wouldn't you, playing in front of packed stadiums?
From an experience point of view, of course, Pete Sampras is fairly well ahead.
That gentleman is Todd Schneider. Used to be an ATP trainer on the far left in the dark glasses. Paul Annacone.
Pete Sampras to serve.
The coach of Pete Sampras. Bill, in the early rounds of this tournament, Sampras was playing players that he could beat comfortably, whether he served and volleyed or stayed back. He chose to serve and volley, he chose to chip and charge, he chose to play an aggressive style of game. And I really believe that he had this match in mind. Of course, Rafter's strength is at the net, and the one way to beat him is to take that net away from him. And I think Peter's been moving slowly towards this match all along.
Well, that, to my mind, what you've just said is the crucial factor of this match. That, I think, is the tactical point that has to be followed all the way through the match. They're both fantastic volleyers, and the man who gets to the net stands to win the point. And I think that factor is going to make this match very, very interesting and very exciting.
40-love. Game, Sampras. One all.
Love game, and that serve is going diagonally across court, and therefore it doesn't give a true reading. I would say if that had been down the line, it would have been up in the high 130s. He does make a statement every time he plays a match that's big, and this one couldn't be bigger. He puts his signature down in his first service game by banging one in very fast. 1 all.
Love.
Variation, much slower, 89.
All.
Well, thankfully, despite complaining of some knee soreness to Tony Roach, he seems to be moving well. This morning the conditions were perfect here at the US Open. This afternoon, if anything, it has clouded over somewhat and has gotten breezy again.
15-13.
Second double.
This is a packed house here today. A few people have gone out for refreshments just after the women's singles final. But this will be a full stadium. Another 10-15 minutes.
That was another great serve, wide, only 82 miles an hour.
Let's for serve. Let's second serve.
Clinical, but just out.
Game rafter.
Same serve. Rafter comes through that game.
Rafter
There's been
leads
no break
2-1.
of serve so far. He leads first set 2-1. And then a terrific ladies singles with a great American win for Lindsay Davenport. And now, for my money, quite easily the best two players in the world here in the other semi-finals. So you can't ask for much more than that. Sampras 1-2.
Love.
That's terrific.
15-all.
Leaning back. That was a logical shot, played from that body position.
Well, the nice thing about Rafter's return is he doesn't try to do too much with the racket. Just blocks the return, tries to take it on the rise, use the pace of Sampras.
Not many first serves in yet by Sampras. I know he's only served 1.5 games, but his percentage is 14. I think that might well get better.
Let's second serve.
He may not be serving first serves in, but he's got a lovely smooth rhythm here this afternoon. My word, you see how the wind took that as you look at your picture from right to left.
2-all.
And that is the opposite direction to, in fact, the actual wind, which is blowing from left to right at the top of the stadium. But if you saw the flags coming on for the presentation ceremony, you saw them blowing in the opposite direction from right to left. So what the wind's doing down there, who knows? Two all, first set.
Love 15.
Lovely caress of that volley. Very good play indeed. Very efficient.
The rafter leads 3-2.
So no breaks of serve, still no sniff of a break. Rafter leading 3-2, first set. Qualifier and got to the semi-final. Both losing to Connors. And he's done a terrific job, Anna Kern, since the death of Tim Gullickson.
Lot 15.
It's hard to believe that is a second serve, 110 miles an hour.
I was just thinking, Wally, when you've got a second serve like that, you don't need a first serve, and Pete hasn't got one at the moment. His first serve percentage is 9.
30-15.
You have to admire his confidence. He's down love 15, not serving particularly well. Faces a second serve, and if he served a double, he's dug a little hole for himself at love 30, but no, full of confidence. Fires the ace. All of a sudden, he's at 30-15.
40-15.
Pat doing the right thing. He's standing on the baseline, taking very limited backswings, just trying to smother the ball.
Game, sampras.
Well, so much is made of the rafter serve and volley game, but Sampras, year-round, he doesn't pursue that style of play. He's very much an all-court player. In fact, if you watch him on clay, he rarely comes to the net. But when he does serve and volley, and 5 Wimbledon titles attest to it, he is the equal, in my mind, of a Rafter or an Edberg.
Lot 15.